I've had Zero to Hero stuck in my head. I don't know why. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, see, I don't know the last time I watched Pocahontas, but
You said
gotta,
Colors of the Wind?
yeah.
Oh, hey, I guess that lets you know we're really theater people. Music's always in our head.
Backstage with Brough. Yeah, we're live. Backstage with Brough. Come on in, come on in.
What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Backstage with Brough. Today, we're joined by another one of our graduating seniors and longtime Union Theater technician, Jordan Burlison. While most people see what happens on stage, Jordan has spent years helping make the magic happen behind the scenes. We talk with her about life as a stage manager, favorite theater memories, lessons learned along the way, and what's next as she heads off to Wichita State. So let's head backstage and see what she has to say. Welcome backstage here. We're continuing our tradition of graduated seniors here at the Union Theater program. We have Jordan Burlison here with us. She has been our amazing stage manager for the last 2 years. So, Jordan, how are you today?
I'm doing so good. It's my last full day of actually going to school, so it's slowly settling in.
Yeah, have you realized that that's it? I'm done. No more high school, pretty much.
I don't think everything's fully set in. Even after Golden Corn, it still hasn't fully set in that I'm done.
Yeah. What is Golden Corn?
So it's our award ceremony we do every year. Seniors get acknowledged and you get awards for outstanding performances and stuff.
When did you start doing theater?
So I took Miss McGee's drama class in 7th grade for the last quarter, and that's how I realized I'm in front of the class of 20 people. I still got way too nervous to do anything in front of them. And then she was like, well, you'd probably like theater production and stuff like that. So I've been actively doing shows and stuff since 8th grade.
And so that's actually something I'm excited about because, Jordan, you're not an actor or an actress. You are on the tech team, so you're behind the scenes. You're like me. I'm one of the behind the scenes people. So it's fun to finally have a fellow technician on the podcast.
Yes,
We
yes.
are always in the shadows. And as I say, our applause typically is when a show goes well and nobody knows that we're there.
Yes, when nothing goes wrong, everything runs smoothly. It's very much so an accomplishment.
Yeah. Okay, so let's dive into being a stage manager for a little bit here. Stage managing, that's a pretty big task, especially for a high schooler. Take me through, what does being a stage manager entail? What are the responsibilities? And how are you able to navigate that between schoolwork and then, I mean, it's really a full-time commitment just as much as being on the stage.
So I start off with having a little meeting with Miss McGee, and we kind of talk through expectations and stuff. Then I'm with the actors all the time. So my main thing is I help run the music. This way Miss McGee can focus on being a director and Miss Shelton can focus on teaching choreography instead of running back and forth doing everything else. I also am in charge of getting and rounding up the littles, so 7th grade and below, and keeping track of their attendance.
Talk about herding kittens.
And then after we get really settled and really locked in on what we're doing, and we get into tech week, that's when I start joining the techs again. And when I get tied to the podium, I call all the cues other than audio because the one and only does that.
I always say you can call them. I just won't necessarily hear them.
Yeah, so that's one extra task for me to do.
That's one extra thing.
So I meet with the lighting and I get all the lighting cues down. I have to get all the fly cues down, which is always, that in itself is a lot.
Yeah.
And then I write down a bunch of the scene changes because I'm the only, other than lighting, I'm the only tech that has an actual script. So I have to keep track for everybody else. Okay, we're right at the end. We need to be ready for this next scene. And I'm constantly yapping over the
Oh, yeah.
headset, and it's definitely a lot, but I wouldn't trade it for anything because I feel so much, like, accomplishment after everything's done. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we did that."
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've killed it the last 2 years, so whoever's stepping into your shoes, they got big shoes to fill. Well, and the other thing I always say too that is fun, and I don't even see it really because I'm out at front of house in the audience with everybody. There's a whole nother show that goes on when a curtain closes. There's a whole nother show that happens
Yes.
that nobody ever sees. And I always say, like I said, that's kind of our applause is it's on, they're off. Nobody in the audience is going, gee, I wonder what's happening behind that curtain. Are they moving things? I don't know. So it's always fun. Occasionally we'll do, like, if we ever doing fly cues, I have a camera that I can see. If somebody's like flying and they're mic'd, I can make sure their mics they're up in harness before I turn their mic on. So you're not clink, 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 clink. So that's always kind of fun to see the chaos back here. So now I'm curious because I occasionally show up, but I'm not there all the time. So when we do middle school musical, when you were a technician in 7th, 8th grade, what does that look like?
So, for 8th grade, I ran the iPad for High School Musical, the musical Junior.
Say
Um
that 5 times fast.
and then so I was the only 8th grader that would stay after school with the actors. So, I mean, led up to what I'm doing now.
Right.
Um, and so I just ran all the music. I was pressing play and pause on the iPad. So I did that for the musical. And then I also helped with the 8th grader select spring show, the some Shady Acres, whatever it was.
That sounds right.
And then I ran the mics for that one.
Okay.
And then I don't think I helped out 9th or 10th grade. I've done mics the last 2 years for musical.
I know because the last year, see, I came up and recorded those mics for you, and you were like, "Oh, I don't want to." But you ended up saying it ended up being better, and you were able to mix the show. And you said, "Oh, I get it. I understand why you do that."
Yeah, it definitely did help, and I didn't do that this past year, and so I was running
I
around
know.
pressing all these buttons and,
I ran out of time. My goal was to get there, but I ran out of time. I was like, ah, dang it. And
I mean, my part was fine, but all the other Mrs. Potts mic overheating
oh
and
yeah, those
all the other issues having to
yeah.
switch mics off of people and having to read it
Luckily,
would have
that's
been a
not you.
mess if we had it all, pre-done.
Well, if you do it properly, you would just know that this mic goes to this person and this, that number mic turns on. But I'm glad we don't have to do that here because, man. Okay, so let's go back to 7th grade for a minute. What drew you to theater?
So, back when I was in elementary school, actually, because I went to Cedar Ridge and Miss Tressiter, the music teacher there, every single grade would put on a little like play or performance thing. And so I was doing that all through elementary school because it was like a requirement and stuff. And I really liked it to the point where I was like one of her go to people. So I knew, I mean, I liked doing it. And then I just I couldn't fill my schedule with it during 6th grade because I did orchestra. And then I had the option to do it during 7th grade. And I'm just like, at this point, I have too much anxiety to do it in front of people. And
Right.
so now we're back here.
Okay, now I'm curious. So, do you feel like if you had kept going through 6th grade, would that anxiety have still been there, or would it have been a little less?
It might have been a little less. I think it also would have helped me if I had actually participated in maybe an all-school musical,
Yeah.
because I had never done that either, and that, would have led to bigger audiences and whatever,
Yeah.
but
Something else I'm actually curious about. So, you said you joined orchestra. What is it about the orchestra that makes you less nervous being on stage than like acting? Is it because there's just so many other people around you?
I mean, I think a lot of it is that I'm not talking. I don't have to make eye contact with anybody. I'm
Right.
not looking at the audience while I'm doing it. I'm focused on
You're just watching your
watching
director.
my stand and the conductor and focused on actually playing instead of all the memorizing and
Yeah.
stuff that comes with being an actor. So because I don't feel like the focus is all on me,
Yeah.
it releases a lot of that anxiety for me because it's
Yeah.
more of like, a group effort.
Yeah. That totally makes sense. So was there ever a time that you thought about walking away from theater? And if so, like why? What made you stay?
There was definitely, I'm gonna say last year, not just like the workload, but the people that were involved didn't have the same work ethic that I have and they viewed being in theater more of a social event than actually being passionate about creating something. And it kind of like ruined the creative aspect for me because I was like, I can't collaborate with anybody because they have no interest in it. And so I seriously considered not doing it senior year. And then I had a conversation with Mr. Spatz about it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay because things are going to be different
Yeah.
because they're all gone. And
Right.
so new group of people, cross our fingers that it was good. And this year has definitely been my favorite year
For sure.
with all the people because everybody wants to do stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody is sitting around doing nothing. Everybody's like, okay, what can we do?
Yeah.
And I think the biggest difference is both years, both groups would complain. Last year, we complained about doing stuff. This year, we complain when there's nothing for us to do.
Right.
And that vast difference makes everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, you guys knocked it out of the park this year for Shrek. And well, really, I mean, you guys basically built a frame of a house in
like
a week
2
and a
weeks.
half. Yeah. For Little Women, which,
Yes.
hey, and that's crazy. So bravo to you all. But I'm glad you stayed. I remember, oh yeah. Was that a clock hit? Did I catch a clock hit out of the corner of my eye? Okay.
Yes.
Wait, is it your index finger to your thumb or middle finger to your
I
thumb?
do my index, but I think
Okay.
some people do their middle.
Does it matter? What if you do like both? What
I
is
mean,
that?
that's personal
Oh,
preference.
okay.
Because like I wouldn't do too many because like when people do all of them, it's like, okay, well they can't stop
Oh, they're
talking,
yapping. Yeah.
But
Okay.
when you're doing just the little index and your thumb, you're just yes.
Okay. All right. What has been your favorite show you've been a part of?
Probably Shrek. I loved how it all came together and just the passion behind everybody involved was very obvious. I mean, when you see everybody was so willing and so ready, it's just people want to make it good and it shows when you're on stage and you see everything, no major hiccups because people are being lazy and just,
Right.
the passion makes all the difference and everything it was a really good, well put together show.
Besides, I know this answer, but I'm going to ask you this answer. Besides stage managing, did you get to do anything fun for Shrek?
Yes, I did. I got to puppet the bird. So at the very beginning of Act 2, during the song Morning Person, Gloria and I think Claire did the bird. Claire sang. There's a bird that's it's a balloon, and you fill it up with a little bit of baby powder. And every time Claire would sing a little higher, because it goes back and forth between the bird and Fiona singing, I'd fill the balloon up just ever so slightly more as you got higher until at the very end, while Gloria's singing, it explodes. And you get a little baby powder that's like, the explosion. And I got to puppet it so the mouth and the wings moved. So every time Claire was singing, I would open the mouth. And that was super fun. I know I do a lot, but sitting at a podium makes me feel like I'm not doing anything.
Right.
Versus in like previous years, like my freshman and sophomore year, I felt like I was contributing a lot because I was just backstage on the deck.
Yeah.
But
I 100% understand that feeling because when we start rehearsal runs, I'm stuck at the soundboard. So I'm constantly calling Brian on the radio like, hey, something's not working. But for me to get up and leave the soundboard, we would have to stop rehearsal completely for me to go do it. And so I 100% understand that feeling of like, well, okay, I'm just sitting back here and I'm not doing anything, even though you are, because if you're not doing your job, then we don't have a show. Or It just looks like one giant stage and nobody ever does it.
Lots of confusion.
Yeah. So what are your plans after high school? Do you plan on doing any like theater production stuff?
I plan to go to Wichita State and study psychology on the pre-med track. And so, I mean, whether or not I do stuff like orchestra and theater is all going to depend on if I have the time for it. Because, I mean, I have my mock-up kind of unofficial, official schedule for next year or for the next semester. And so if I can fit in time for rehearsals, then 100% I will continue doing at least theater.
Yeah.
Still iffy about orchestra.
Okay.
But if my schedule will allow it, then I would love to do it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can.
Cross my fingers.
Now, let me ask you this. If you are able to do theater, are you going to try to just do it as a technician, or are you also going to try to do like the stage manager side? Because I know that I think that's a whole separate thing, and I know that they could do stage managing as like a degree or something or a side major. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
If they would let me do stage manager, I'd love to do it because I've gotten like so comfortable in the role that I would 100% do it if I could do it. But if not, then just me being on the deck and helping out backstage is honestly good enough for me.
Yeah.
And getting to participate in building stuff. I mean, I love that.
Yeah. Maybe we can have you get back here and help build stuff. Maybe not. Okay. So what would you tell your 7th grade self knowing what you know now?
Probably to stick with it. I mean, there's definitely been times because I've, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I take a lot of advanced and AP classes, and that's in itself such a workload. So I think, I mean, just sticking with it. I mean, it's hard, but it's doable. I mean, I'm right here. I've done it.
So you did it. You graduated at this point.
Yes. So I mean, I stick with it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't lose the spark. Because I mean, I've made so many lifelong friends here that it's, so worth it. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have this.
Yeah.
I think I'd be bored. Like when I have a day off of work or I have no rehearsal and I have like a free evening, I'm like, what am I doing?
Right.
What am I supposed to do with all this free time?
I know it's crazy. So now that we've finished your final show, Little Women, what are you going to miss the most?
Probably the people. I mean, I love all my friends here and just being so involved with everybody. I mean, I'm friends with people I don't think I would have interacted with at all if I hadn't done theater.
Yeah. What do you feel is the biggest life lesson that you have learned from your time in theater?
Probably patience. We do musical in 4 months. And when you just started, it's okay, what are we doing? Like, how is this going to merge into this wonderful show? And if you don't stick with it and be patient with it, I mean, you will never know.
Yep.
So, I mean, learning to be okay with where it's at and being patient to see where it's going to grow is a big, I've learned a lot of patience and being able to apply it because of theater.
All right, let's do some fun questions here. You should know that I'm about to ask this question because you're wearing a Johnny Cash shirt. So I want 3 Johnny Cash songs. Go.
Not again.
You all know the rules with me. If you're wearing a band or an artist's shirt, I'm going to ask you 3 songs.
Okay, Ghost Riders in the Sky. It's on my shirt. Chicken in Black. Ring of Fire. There's 3.
Okay. Do you have one more?
I'd have to look at my playlist.
Oh, okay, no, that's fine. I was just curious. I was sitting here and I was like, wait, you're wearing a Johnny Cash shirt. I have to ask that. That's not my thing.
It's a good thing you didn't catch me with my Stevie Nicks shirt on because I couldn't tell you one.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I'm a poser.
Now, some of these fun questions here. I'm curious because you're going to look at this from a completely different side than the actor side, especially being as a stage manager. So, and again, this can be you because we as technicians miscues. I sometimes, like I say, always, I get wrapped up in the show and I just like watching it. And I'm like, oh, wait, I'm running a show. I got to focus.
Wait, there's actually, I'm supposed to be doing stuff right now.
Oh, oops. Go. So, who misses cues?
The most? I wanna say it depends on the show, because if it's super fly heavy, it'll depend if it's fly or, deck. But if there's not a lot of fly, I'm gonna say fly.
Yeah.
Because then you're sitting there the whole time, and they get caught up watching the show because of the, TVs backstage.
Yeah.
And so it's like, "Okay, guys, you're supposed to be on standby right now. Let's get to that." Okay, I'm gonna go show by show because I know my answers for both of them. So for Footloose, I'm gonna go with, like, people on the deck, because there was this one transition that always got to me, and I don't remember what we were going from, but I know we were going to the school hallway, and we had to get lockers, we had to get, like, a pull-up,
I think you were going from the junkyard area?
oh,
I
probably,
think so.
yeah, and the music was so short, and I think
So
he only
short.
I think he only repeated it, like, one other time, and so every single time during rehearsals, we never got it down, and so show nights came, and no matter how many times we ran it, we just couldn't do it, and so there was always these, like, 5 to 10 seconds of just silence, and all it was the scream and blackout were down, and I'm like, "Guys, guys, please just tell me when we're ready, please."
Yeah.
'Cause I just couldn't sit like that.
Those are the moments when I occasionally just turn up my channel B on the headset to be like, all right, okay. 'Cause for the
And
most part, I keep it down.
yes. And then I'm gonna say for Shrek, it was probably Fly, just because of how much there was. There was so much. I mean, there were a couple of times where we missed, just because I think it was because it was so new, is when the trees were, like, on stage, right when they were out, we had the fake foliage that had to come down, and we added that I mean, it was practically the first show night when we added that, so, I mean, just not being able to run that all the
Yeah.
time made it a little hard for us to get, and then going from, like, having the fake forest down and getting the grand, that one sucked, and I didn't even really help with that. And then getting all the travelers closed and making sure the legs were up, especially for Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
It was so much, and we only had 3 people. I mean, 4 if you count Will, but Will was kinda everywhere. So it was just a lot, and 2 of those people were brand new.
Yeah.
So
Do you have a funny rehearsal moment? Like I said, I'm just curious in these just because it is a completely different kind of side from an actor.
when we're building stuff, we always find ourselves in, like, funny positions. So I know for Footloose, because I would help out building stuff during 6th hour, I had to go face first into the stack of tires to bolt them together, and so I'm sitting there folded over these tires head first. My shoes fell off, so I'm, like, folded in half trying to get bolts through these big tires,
Yeah.
and I thought it was funny. I know for Anastasia, I was the one who did the floor lights, who wired them all together and painted them, and I had, like, I worked on it for, like, 2 weeks, 'cause it's so much. You're twisting the wires, you're having to whatever, and I'm having to position them correctly and making sure they're complete opposites of each other. Oh my gosh. I had one more day that I needed to work on it and do a final coat of paint on them, and I found when I got into 6th hour, 'cause I was on top, that one of his other classes had painted them, and while I was painting them all nice and perfect and even strokes and making them look nice, they painted the bases had to be black,
Yep.
and when they painted the bases black, the inner side of the, like, golden plastic that we did to, like, make sure the lights only went in one direction had black all over it because somebody else can't explain how, like, frustrated I was.
I can imagine. Coming from a stage manager's point of view to the actors, who do you think breaks character the most?
Probably Gloria Friend,
Okay.
just because she's so giggly, and so Jack or Jake, 'cause they're the little trio,
Absolutely.
one of them will do something stupid, and she'll be sitting over here just giggling and, like,
Yep.
trying not to. It's only so hard when your best friends are trying to get you to laugh.
Oh, yeah. Who's always late in the technicians?
Prob
In this
I'm gonna say Leah.
poor
She
Leah.
might kill me for this, but
That's
it's
fine.
okay.
It's
She'll be
fine.
fine. She'll
You'll
get
be
over
gone.
it. She probably won't even listen to
There you
this.
go.
Probably Leah.
Okay.
She usually wakes up late and she lives a little farther away. So if you wake up late and you leave and you
Yep.
live 30 minutes away, it's going to take a hot minute for you to get here.
Who's the biggest diva? You can include yourself.
Biggest diva? Either me or Philip. It just depends on the context.
Okay.
Because we are always making the same references and our brains are always on the same wavelength.
That's funny.
So, I mean, I'm going to say it just depends on the context,
Yeah.
which one of us it is.
You or Philip. Okay. If you thought that this year's rep techs, had a theme song, what would it be? Or musical genre, if that's easier.
I'm going to give you a playlist.
Okay.
So, Spats has my favorite playlist that he plays, and it's his party music for old people. I absolutely love that playlist, and it's always what we put on when we're doing mindless work, like painting and stuff like that. It's usually what we go to. Normally, I am guilty. I am the one that puts it on, but it's got a lot of stuff that we'll always sing along to, and I think, when we get together the most.
So, party music for old people.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that works. Who is secretly the funniest?
Is it bad I want to say me?
I mean,
I think I'm pretty funny. But
okay, who would be the runner-up?
unironically, Bella is super funny.
Okay.
Because she's so innocent or whatever.
Yeah.
That when she makes some dumb joke or something like that, it's just so out of pocket and so out of context for her that it just makes it even funnier.
Oh, yeah. All right. So let's switch this up. Let's do some fun lightning round questions here. Don't think about it.
Okay.
Just whatever comes first in your mind, we're going to just shout it out.
Got you.
Okay. What is your pre-show ritual?
I look at my script. I make sure that I have everything down. I usually down 2 Red Bulls. And I talk with Spats to make sure everything's all set up.
A Broadway show that you would drop everything to be a part of.
Oh my gosh. As I don't know if you'd call it cliche, but I'd love to do stuff for Hamilton.
Yeah.
And I would love to do stuff for Phantom of the Opera.
That would be a good one.
The chandelier and everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen it once here in town.
They're coming in November.
Yeah.
And when I told Spats about it, he made a joke like, "Oh, we should go take a field trip to go see it." And I'm like, "You're literally kidding."
This is one I've asked, and I'll include the rep techs or the rep actors. Who do you think would survive a zombie apocalypse?
Either. So if I say Tex, I'm going to say Philip.
I would
just
agree.
Because he's really strong and I think he can hold his ground. Actors, maybe like Will Gardner or Zoe.
What's funny is Gloria said Will and Zoe. And Zoe, the general consensus has been Zoe. Even she was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's me. So.
I mean, they just, Zoe has a lot of experience with being outdoors for stuff because she goes camping all the time. And then I think out of the guys, I think Will would be the more likely one because Jake and Jack, no diss to them, but they're a little dumb.
That's fine. What is your go-to snack?
If I want something sweet, usually Mike and Ike's. I'm a big Mike and Ike's person.
Okay. Coffee or energy drink?
Oh, a Red Bull or a Monster all the way.
Sugar-free or regular?
Regular. Give me full sugar.
Don't give me that look. I know you looked at me like I was crazy. What's your favorite holiday?
Probably Christmas.
Christmas. That's a good one. Early bird, night owl.
Night owl.
Right.
I hate waking up in the morning.
What is your favorite subject non-theater?
Either math or science.
Okay.
Usually, I think I'm going to lean towards more sciencey stuff, but I am pretty good at math.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Why?
I can't do the heat.
Yeah.
I'd rather be cold than be hot. Let me layer up.
Yeah.
But a tank top and shorts is the best you're going to get. And if I'm still sweating, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I feel that. What's your favorite comfort movie?
The Princess Bride. That's my all-time favorite movie.
I've never seen it.
What?
I know.
Daniel.
Let me ask you this one. If your life was a movie, what genre would it be?
I don't know. I've never thought about that. Probably a comedy,
Okay, that's why I'm
maybe.
here. We're hitting these hard-hitting questions. Superpower, if you could have one.
Reading minds,
Oh, why? Gloria actually just said that as well.
because I'm nosy.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, because I asked Gloria the same thing. If you could read minds, like you'd have all these like voices in your head, and they say that's not always a good thing.
See, if it was like reading minds, I'd want it to be like, okay, I want to read your mind in this moment.
Okay.
I don't want to know what another person in the room is thinking.
That's what
Like, I
Gloria
want to
said.
be able to center it to one, maybe two people.
Yeah.
Like, I want to, maybe two people are having a conversation and I want to know what both of them are thinking, then yeah. But I don't want to know, I'm in a crowd of 50 people. I don't want all that background noise.
No. Yeah. Oof. I don't know. I think that's a double-edged sword, reading minds. That could be a blessing and a curse.
I guess it just depends on how specific you can get.
It's true. Okay, so before we wrap up this episode, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to? Someone who's helped you, supported you, or inspired you during the time here at Union?
Probably Mr. Spats and Will Spats. If it hadn't been for Will encouraging me in 8th grade to join top, I don't know that I would have done it. I know it would have been an option and it would have come up eventually, but both of them really solidifying, hey, you should do this. Because Will has talked to me about it. He's like, we're really glad we sniped you at 8th grade, being like, okay, you're joining top. I think if it weren't for them, I probably wouldn't be here.
Okay, well, I think with that, Jordan, thank you for joining me backstage here on this episode. And as always, like and subscribe, share this podcast if you enjoy it. If you think somebody else would enjoy it, share it with them. And I guess with that, as always, thanks for going backstage, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.